Well, welcome to the start of the 2016 Flight Centre K2, and what a morning that's greeted the riders in Whitianga. Overcast, damp, wet conditions. Let's see what some of the competitors have to say.
I have to say it's one of the most beautiful rides I've ever seen. Did a training ride here last month on a day not like today. We had blue skies and it was beautiful.
I'm in a team. We've been doing it, this is the third year, so I'm trying to keep the team alive here for the K2s.
Keith and Rita Stevenson and all those people that have helped organise it.
Oh, looking forward to the climbs, definitely. Probably, I've always looked forward to coming and doing this course, so really happy to finally be here, but the weather's not playing in our favour today.
So the starters in the Flight Centre Elite K2 field, a small field but some quality riders. Sam Horgan's come up from Christchurch. Hamish Bond on the start line, that surprised a few this morning. Of course, as we heard, Hamish back from the World Championships where he rode the individual time trial, starts his campaign towards the build-up to the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, great place to start my next 12 months. Nice easy roll around the sunny Coromandel. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I had World Champs about a month ago and then had a quiet few weeks and sort of just got back into training, and this was a little bit of an impetus to get back on the bike, and yeah, I probably don't have quite the miles and the legs that I'd appreciate, but hoping a bit of legacy fitness will get me through.
The K2 is unique, starts in a different town every year. A lot of climbing, arguably New Zealand's hardest one-day bike race. As we see, the lead riders, Brynthorne George, he was in the all black. That's last year's winner, Nicholas Magnell. Michael Carswell in the colours there of Data Pacific. Beautiful beaches. And of course, with so much climbing, there's hill climbs, points for the King of the Mountains competition right throughout the Flight Centre K2. There's Hamish Bond and his red Trek. So in the early stages of the race, the riders just use the first part as a bit of a warm-up, but you've got to have good legs from the start with so many climbs. Cameron won it in the Lines Direct colours. There's last year's winner, Nicholas Magnell. Michael Carswell, Hamish Bond. But a long way to go. The group quite happy to roll and eat. 43 minutes into the race, and already we've seen a little bit of a split. Hamish Bond looking fairly relaxed. Nick Redditch in the Oliver's Real Food colours. Sam Horgan and the Mike Greer Homes in the black with the white stripe down the back. So the riders all just working well together at the moment. Company is often your best friend in such a long race. 192 kilometres. Usually it's the heat and the sunshine around the Coromandel that challenges the riders. A little bit of a break and attack starts to go. Hamish Bond looks around. It's quite comfortable to let those riders go away, but in that group, last year's winner, Nicholas Magnell. Such early days, 51 minutes into the race. 5 hours is about the time it'll take today. One of the steep climbs, Whangapaua. They'll get over this, they'll drop down into Coromandel town, then they'll come out of Coromandel town with another series of tough climbs before they hit the coast road towards Thames. So that group that got away has been picked up as Hamish Bond leads them. Sam Horgan. Munya just breathing a little bit deeply. Some of the riders starting to feel it. Carl Poole. But they won't be too worried. Nick Redditch. Michael Carswell, last year's winner, Nicholas Magnell. Forward. So Bond shakes his head, says no thanks. He's moved away from the front group. Cameron Wynyard looking comfortable in the colours of Bynes Direct. Sam Horgan missed that bottle, grabs another one. Great support from everybody on the K2, the volunteers that support all the riders, not just the elite riders. Of course, we do have the Flight Centre K2 fun ride for those that want to do it at a more leisurely or often a race pace as well. Well, they see the signs, head towards Thames. Nick Redditch, Nicholas Magnell, just off that front group. So last year's winner, he's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to get back into contention. This is the group chasing Hamish Bond, led by number 1, Sam Horgan. Cameron Wynyard. There's Hamish Bond with a bit out of his shorts. So out there solo, he's had a bit of a slide on one of the corners. Just has a quick chat to the cameraman, says everything's okay. Just lost a little bit of skin. He's got his head down over the top of the climb. Followed by Sam Horgan, 2 minutes back from Hamish Bond. So now they're on the final climb before they hit the Thames coast. Brynthorne George. He's looking comfortable. That'll be a name a lot of these riders don't know, from Auckland. He's looking really comfortable, not put off by the riders who are a little bit more experienced when it comes to racing. Bryn working with them, looking really comfortable as well. Carl Paul going through as we catch up with Hamish Bond as we look back down as we come out of Coromandel town. He's on that final climb. A little bit of blood now starting to come out of those wounds. He's one of the hardest men in New Zealand sport, Hamish Bond, and he won't let that put him off. And there's the ambulance, and that's Hamish Bond's Trek bike on the car. Steve Holdsworth, the chief commissaire, just explaining that Bond has come off again on a slippery corner and is now out of the race. So we hope he's not too injured. But some damage to his bike and a little bit more skin off means he couldn't continue. So this now becomes the lead group on the road. Brynthorne George, Cameron Wynyard, Carl Paul, Sam Horgan. On the Thames coast. It can be beautiful down here on a nice sunny day. There's some relief for the riders as well. Beautiful calm conditions, not too much wind as they head towards Thames. Great part of the course to get some food and drink into you. So you're looking at that across the coast there. It's like a mill pond. Beautiful day to get out and do a bit of fishing. Pleasant day for a bike ride apart from the damp conditions. You can see the riders still eating and drinking, and that's what catches a lot of inexperienced riders out on a day like today. It's cold, it's a bit damp, you forget to eat and drink. But when you've got 192 kilometres, or even if you're doing the Cervelo K1, nutrition, the food and drink intake is so important. Sam Horgan getting into things. Oliver Young, Brynthorne George. Working well together. They'll be thinking, getting through Thames, they know what's coming. It's the Kopu Hikawai climb, 2 hours 15 and 32 seconds into the race. As they head, they'll be heading towards the Kopu Hikawai climb, one of the toughest climbs on the course. Climbs up to 400 metres. So as we pick up some of the riders from the K2 Open, so the cameras scan back down the field. Mel Titter and the Bynes Directs, one of the, I suppose you could call it the social team, but they're a racing team. They're not the elite team from Bynes Directs that has the likes of Cam Wynyard, Michael Torkler, but Mel Titter, well-performed rider. Drew Woods, says there's 3 riders up the road. There goes one of them. Craig Burke. They're both looking pretty comfortable. Enjoying the pleasant conditions on that Thames Coast Road. It's almost 1,000 riders taking part in the Flight Centre K2 with the various events, the Cervelo K1, the Nicholas Brown Challenge. As we see, last year's winner, Nicholas Magnell, still off the back with Nick Redditch and the Oliver's Real Food. Now this is where it starts to hurt. Kopahikawai, a fair few Ks in the legs, a lot of climbing already done. Sam Horgan on the front looking comfortable. Cam Wynyard looking very comfortable as well. Carl Poole in the L&M Rico colours. These guys doing a fantastic job on the course for all the riders today. Horgan takes the climb over Kopahikawai. Split up a little bit. They'll regroup on the descent, I'd imagine. Oliver Young drops off. Cam Wynyard, he's dropped off as well. So where's the bike race? A little bit further up the road. Cam Wynyard in the colours of Blinds Direct, looking so good today. But there's the front group. Sam Horgan, Brynthorne George, Carl Poole. Carl Poole sitting second wheel. 3 hours 40:53 into the race. Remember, we're looking at 5 hours today. Great job being done by traffic management on the one-way bridges around the Coromandel coast. Look at that, beautiful. Even with the cloud, the damp conditions, you can't fault the scenery on the Coromandel. That's what makes this race so unique, so beautiful. Different start town and finish town every year. The different dynamics and elements that brings to the race, and then of course the condition and those fantastic bikes you see all around the Coromandel promoting the event, letting people know it's on. Pumpkin Hill, Sam Horgan says it's time to go. Has he gone too early? Sam Horgan, very good individual time trialist. Winner of the Melbourne to Warrnambool a few years ago, Australasia's biggest, longest one-day race. Got a great pedalling action. So he hasn't come all the way up for Christchurch to represent Mike Greer Holmes and not try and put his authority on this race. And that's what he's doing. Pumpkin Hill over the top. Horgan, he'll be a hard man to catch from there. Brynthorne George and Carl Poole will have their work cut out. And there they go. Carl Poole leads. Just see the waves in the background. Two chasers. The man they're chasing out front, Sam Horgan. A little wave and a shake of the head from Brynthorne George. What a ride he's put in today. Fantastic performance. So Sam Horgan on the drops, head down. 4 hours 34 on the clock as he goes past the Corrigan pub. He wouldn't mind stopping for a beer, but he hasn't really got time today. As we catch up with a man who's got a lot of inspired a lot of people. That's Andy Corliss. Andy riding the Nicholas Brown 50-kilometre challenge on the handbike. A man who suffered a serious accident a number of years ago. When he came out of his coma, said he wanted to one day do the K2, so he's ticking off the first part of that this year in the Nicholas Brown Challenge. The 50k, aiming to ride the K1 next year, and then in the following year the K2. And what a performance on a handbike. We've seen how hard it is and how steep it is for the likes of Sam Horgan. But Andy Corliss, what a performance today. Coming towards the finish, Sam Horgan's going to take out the Flight Centre K2 for 2016. He's put a big gap on the rest of the field in the last few kilometres. Buffalo Beach, he'll round the corner to the finish line. Sam Horgan takes out the Flight Centre K2. 5 hours, 5 minutes and 27 seconds.
It's a damn hard day out there. Hamish Bond really lifted up on that. I don't actually know the name of the climb, on over to Coromandel. And he went solo, and there's not much any of us could do about it. But behind him, a good solid group of 5 guys formed together, and we worked well all day. Unfortunately, Hamish crashed up the front, and I hope he's alright and hasn't really done himself too much damage. But the 5 of us worked really well, set a solid pace all day, and it just came down to a race of attrition. A couple of guys got dropped over Kopahikawai, and then I managed to gas the rest just over Pumpkin Hill, solo to the finish.
As we see, Brynthorne George just pipped Carl Poole for second place.
It's good. It's not quite what I expected with the rain and so forth, but yeah, it's a really hard day and it's very satisfying to win.
So after 4 hours, 27 minutes and 28 seconds, great to see Andrew Cooley's crossed the finish line. What a performance. He committed to it, wanted to do it, he's done it. Next year he can start thinking about the K1 achievement. There's the men that rescued him from the rescue helicopter after his car accident. What a performance from Andy today.
How I got into the event was after my accident. I was in a coma, and when I woke up, I decided there was two things I had to do for some reason. One was get a tattoo of my wife and my daughter on my body, which I did, and the other one was to cycle the K2 race. So here I am today doing the 50k, building my way up. So next year will be the 100k, and hopefully the following year I'll be doing the 200k. So yeah, lots of training. But yeah, I have so much support, it's absolutely fantastic.
Well, almost 1,000 riders started in fairly damp conditions for the Flight Centre K2, the Cervelo K1 and the Nicholas Brown Challenge. They've all made it back in part fairly safely, apart from Hamish Bond, to Whitianga for the finish. Sam Horgan, a worthy winner of the Flight Centre K2 in 5 hours, 5 minutes, 27 seconds, a brilliant time in those conditions. The Flight Centre K2 women's race was won by Kate McElroy from Carol McCallum and Amanda Till. The Cervelo K1, Fergus Hamilton won that in a time of 2 hours 28.49 from Sean Williams and Jack Edwards. The Cervelo K1 Elite Woman, Teresa Adam, time of 2 hours 39.14 from Deborah Payne and Grace Anderson. And the Nicholas Brown Challenge went to young Harry Lockhead from Ketzel Sterling and Caleb Patterson. Congratulations to the 1,000 riders that took on the challenge of the 2017 Flight Centre K2. We look forward to seeing you again next year.